Pete Hoekstra was U.S. Ambassador to the Netherlands during the Trump administration, served 18 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing the 2nd District of Michigan, and served as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Joining me now, again, he's currently the chair of the Center for Security Policy and the Board of Advisors there. Pete, good to see you again.
Always good to be with you, Steve.
All right, so let's talk about where we are with this court, because over the weekend, as you know, churches were attacked, places that help women in trouble with, unplanned pregnancies, attacked, burned. Rage, strangely, in the blue states where abortions remain legal, were the place many of these attacks took place. And then all of the calls on social media to assassinate Clarence Thomas and other members of the court. And nothing happens, Pete. It's not okay for these sorts of threats to be issued and these sorts of attacks to be happening and our government doing nothing. What do you say?
Oh, that's absolutely right. I was just, talking with some friends over the weekend, and, if we went out and made the same kinds of statements that Congresswoman, Maxine Waters was making over the last couple of days, we'd have the FBI investigating us as domestic terrorists. Who knows? They might be knocking down, ramming down our doors, and coming at us full bore. You have riots once again in Portland, Oregon, destroying property, destroying, cars, graffiti, and all of these types of things. Nothing happened. The language that some of the people on the left are using, they make the language that Donald Trump used prior to January 6th seem fairly mild. Nothing will happen. The president is in Europe for a series of meetings, beginning with the G7. He goes over there with his tail between his legs, and I think is going to be apologizing to our European leaders and reaffirming the administration's commitment to a woman's right to choose. Why? Because he's being criticized by the Dutch, by the British, by the French, and it's like, Mr. President, why don't you just go over to Europe and defend America and say we have a working system and that you may or may not agree with the decision of the Supreme Court? The American process, the American government is working exactly the way that it should.